So it's February 8th, and I'm continuing on in the vein of doing the Daily Z. So just basically documenting some of the Zen training I'm going through, which is very similar to what I've been doing for Zen healing, but I'm really focusing and concentrating on developing the Get Zen in 10 package, and something that people can share and do quickly and not get all immersed in it like I do, and still receive the benefits of, that Zen moment, which is a lot of just trying to stay in the present moment, and some of the tricks that you can use with breathing and, with the body. So today I was just basically starting off more with some bag training, but it was really about breathing. And when I'm doing this type of bag training, it's all about working the expulsions of exhales out the nasal passage like a boxer. So that boxer breath, that's kind of what's going on there. And then, like most of the training days, I'm really starting here with some stick work, just some light stretching. Start with the standing series. As you see here, I'm just in regular 5-point star with a wide base. I'll probably progress into more of a side stretch, and nothing formal, just having that wide base and having that stick overhead creates enough of the tension within the physical body that even just doing this light stretch from left to right, 5-point star, side stretch each side. This is kind of like a down dog with a stick, and I'm using kind of some quick cuts and speeding up the footage just so you guys can see. So that reverse warrior just allows me to kind of keep the front of the body open, keep the back of the body open, and here I'm just working with the drishti or gaze point over the edge of the stick, and working a lot with trying to stay still and trying to stay present here. So as I'm doing this, I'm really just working on my breathing the entire time, looking down the stick, looking at it as a drishti or my gaze point, and just noticing where my breath is, noticing where I am if I'm actually doing this reverse warrior, or if I'm going to transition into more of a warrior two or a triangle or a samurai lunge or straddle. But just working on my posture and alignment and my relationship, my muscle memory to my own balance and to my own posture and alignment. As you see, I'm in more of an archer pose before there, or a spear throw. And then here, just working on building up chi within my body. So that means each inhale, I'm expanding my inner self, my lungs, my ribs, my fascia, holding my whole body together. I'm trying to get more full with that air and hold a little bit more in and generate that internal chi as I'm then moving, which again, a lot of times, as you know in yoga, that'll create the movement and separation in the physical body, albeit the ribs or the hips or some other area. As you can see there, I'm just kind of always just working on the range a little bit. Can I use the warding hand to sweep the floor still and touch grass? And can I reach up easily with the right hand and reach up and grab the stick and make sure I'm still in control? Which then puts me in a reverse warrior pose. And you see here, I'm just doing some triangle with some stick shifts, shifting it from the front, shifting it from the back, and then right here transitioning into the samurai lunge. And then look, hey, nothing formal. I'm at the farm. I'm going to use whatever apparatus I have there. So just this rickety old fence. I'm going to throw my leg up and do a little hamstring stretch. And I'm going to use the Reiki energy of the tree, reaching up on that. I was reaching up on that for a while, but I didn't want to bore you guys. And pretty soon we're going to transition back into the inside dojo. But I wanted to give you a little taste, a little sense of what's going down here. And then here inside, I'm just really, after some other light stretching, I'm finishing up with some headstands. I like doing headstands. I like activating the pineal, the pituitary gland. I like the feeling of being upside down. You know, it trains the rest of the body. It trains you for composure. It trains you for perspective. And it's great for breath training. You know, it's using your breath to stay in the pose. So I'm speeding it up here in some of the areas, but it's really using your breath the entire time, breathing deep, staying tight, but also trying to be flexible enough and keeping a gaze point, you know, a drishti or a gaze point. And that's kind of the theme of today, even though I was just doing some light gentle stretching, or even here with keeping my drishti or my gaze point. It's staying focused and, you know, making sure I can still stay focused, stay balanced, but do light movement and keep flowing. So that's the spirit of it. And I like to jam to some Wale, so you might have heard some Wale on there. And the same here, little Black Sabbath, Snowblind. Are you kidding me? But if you're going to do inversions underneath dream catchers, where I'm trying to manifest my dreams, I mean, what better place to be doing it than here in this Inside Dojo, finishing up my daily workout today and slamming, jamming some inversions to Snowblind. Joey Diaz would love it. And here again, nothing fancy, just widen my base. So when you're upside down and you're even just opening your legs like that, your hips really start to open up. And then here it's just, I like to try and transition a lot of times into a lotus position. And you can see right there, I was kind of struggling with it a little bit. So just re-engage and relax my hips a little bit and finally get into that lotus position. And then here I'll just camp out. I'll use my breathing technique. I'll use the breath to still the mind. And that'll allow me to stay in this pose for, you know, 2 or 3 times more than I normally would be able to if I, you know, otherwise, if I wasn't using breathing techniques to stay in it. So it's all about the breathing. That's how you get reinvigorated. That's how you get reoxygenated. You know, it's how you balance the amount of oxygen and CO2 and acidosis in the blood, which is really balancing the pH levels and controlling that acidosis. That's that lactic acid that builds up. I talk about it a lot. And that allows, again, just even that breathing, that steady breathing, allows me to stay up and balanced in these somewhat tricky moves. Anyway, use the breathing to help you train. And thanks for joining me for another Daily Z today, Monday, February 8th, 2016. Out of here. Breathe well. Stay flexible.